Hi,
Hello.
Samya. Welcome in our show.
Thank you so much. It is such a huge prerogative for me. Thank you for having me here.
Amazing. And I would like you to please share your thoughts of the day.
All right, definitely. So, first of all, I would like to extend my gratitude to you and all the amazing women who have been sharing their amazing experiences with all of us and the audience. I'd like to extend my special congratulations to all those women who are making an amazing impact for making this world a better place for everyone. Um, and I would like to say that your accomplishments and achievements not just inspire me, but so many other people who would like to work better, to work smarter, to be better at what they do, and also to have a seat at the table. So it really gives me an immense pleasure as well as pride to be here alongside with you all. That said, I'm going to talk about the topic that has been assigned to me. So, which is like, I will say that breaking down barriers through paradigm shift and leadership, building leadership capabilities. I was thinking about this, and so I thought that I will be sharing my life experiences with you all here today. In life there are moments when you simply pause, when you reflect, and when you ask yourself that, okay, how did you transform into a woman who would love for others to pursue excellence in their life and to help others to break down their barriers. So I find myself going to the beginning, to the basics, back to my fundamentals. I was born to incredible parents, I must say, amazing parents who were well ahead of their time. And as much as I remember, I always made them proud and happy about myself, or at least that's how I felt about myself. So, my brother was born after 1 year and 3 months. And nothing changed for us in terms of equal opportunities. Now, I really want to emphasize on this and highlight this for you all, because I know this might be a very different thing for some of you who would not understand that how different it is for countries where there is patriarchy. So more often than not, obviously it's an exception for a woman to have that equal opportunity. So I feel really blessed, and that was a sort of an exception for me. My early experience of the glaring disparity between men and women came at a very young age. I belong to a middle class family, and I always aspired to be the head girl in the 10th standard. At that time, that was the kind of a dream. It felt like it's going to make my life very different when I'm going to lead. I knew I had a supporting network at my school where people were willing to cast votes for me. However, I was told by my class teacher that I should focus on my education, being the second position holder, and give up on my idea of aspiring for being a head girl, because my physique did not give an impression of a leader as opposed to men. It shook me to the core. I mean, as I think about it, I cried so much. I still remember I sort of whined that why is it different? I came back, I still remember, and I asked my mom that why is it that men are treated differently than women, and what is it which is lacking in me for me to be a leader? But anyway, it shook me to the core. I felt like it had a huge dent on my self confidence, and it gave me a sense of purpose that day, that how I was being perceived by people outside my home, because my home was a very comfortable place for me where I never felt that kind of a difference. But that said, that was a defining moment of my life. It completely changed my mindset. It had a complete paradigm shift where I realized that I have to put in a lot many efforts to be able to be respected by others, efforts to prove myself, whatever I do, whatever profession I choose in the future. And then, obviously, over a course of time, now that I coach so many women within the workforce, I have found that there are three things in common. which usually hamper the ability of women for them to embrace their moment of change and to achieve their moment of transformation, because that mindset is very, very important. One is the lack, I'll say, and I'll emphasize on lack of self confidence, and also lack of belief in themselves, where they think that they are not better, or maybe they need to do more, or maybe they have to sort of compete. So those, I'll say, self-limiting beliefs are those beliefs that hamper their ability to progress. And lastly, I'll say it's very difficult for women to find, or to find their own voice. While they have amazing perspectives, but it's really very difficult for them to put them across on a table, especially when there are so many other men within the same room. So I myself, from my experience, because if I sort of share my experience with you all, I mean, my experience, I've been the first woman leader in two organizations. I was the first one who revamped the whole human resources department into like the administration department at that point in time into human resources department. um, and I was the first one who chose to go outside of the office to understand client needs for their training programs. So all of this was something very, very new when I started off my journey back in 2006 within the field of human resources. And right now I am heading a company as head of human resources. So I just wanted to highlight what I've done in terms of my profession so far. So coming back and thinking and reflecting on all of it, obviously I've seen that it's very, very hard, especially when women are in a room, and if there are other men, regardless of the fact that they have their point of view, it will still be hard for them to share. So each of us, like each one of us, is going to have our own moments of change, and those changes are very, very important, because those are the points of reflection for people. And the time that is going to decide is obviously, it can begin anytime, whenever you get to have your realization, whenever you come across any difficult situations. Those should be those reflecting moments. And I will say that embrace yourself wholeheartedly, and do not make any comparisons with others, or do not try to imitate the personality, style, or type of anyone else, because you are unique, you are so powerful, you are you are a god, you are God's gift. So you must present yourself in a manner that allows you to be respected and to be liked and loved, but at the same time have the ability to lead. And if you have an opinion, then obviously you should never shy away from not sharing it. And please don't be afraid of sharing it with others. Don't be in a room and not have your voice. Have your own voice, find your voice. And then it's so fulfilling and so, I'll say, enriching to allow people to have their voice at the same time, because we always rise by lifting others. And another thing I'll say, that confidence is your best accessory. Confidence is something which you should be wearing at all times, just like your jewelry. You should know yourself, and you should understand the truest, highest potential of yourself as a human being. And then, secondly, as a professional, whatever you love to do, you should be able to do it. It's not just limited to maybe working somewhere or limiting yourself to any profession, but whatever you find, at least find your own sense of purpose. And the more you contribute, the more you are able to feel accomplished. And then, obviously, it helps the whole community to build for the better and a sustainable future. Some of the things that I'll also say is that in life, it's very important that from where you are starting, like what's the starting point, and obviously where you would like to head towards. It's not always important that you have a strategy in place, but at least, or you should, like, it's not also important to have a complete roadmap that what you are going to do at what point in time and how that is going to contribute, but some sort of a plan, a high level plan, that what's the direction, what is it that you love to do. For example, I love to nurture talent for a scalable business and a sustainable planet. So that's my sense of purpose that I have figured out over a period of time. Obviously, You should be the driver of your own destination. Nobody else is going to come and define that direction or destination. But unless and until you don't have a destination, life will continue to drive you somewhere, and you don't want to end up in that situation. um, you should always learn from your mistakes, because every experience, every encounter, and particularly our mistakes are those things that help shape us as a better human being, as a better person. And we should never settle for less, because settling for less means that we agree to having a mediocre life. Now, that's fine if it's a personal choice, but it should not limit your ability in terms of what you can do. Others should not be defining your potential. Others should not be defining your destination. Others should not be telling you that what sort of dreams you should be aiming for, and what are not your dreams, or what is not your place to even dream for. So from that perspective, you should always believe in your tremendous potential of success and personal excellence. um, I will say that all the choices that we make begin and they end from us. Like, to my point earlier, that nobody else is going to come and shape your career, your life, nobody is going to decide your journey. Yes, they can always give so many suggestions, but whether those suggestions fit in your personality, that's a question for your own self. Whether those recommendation suggestions will help you in your life, again, something for you to ask. What is it that you can do better off? What is it that you can settle for? These are important questions that you should be asking yourself, instead of being reinforced by others. So I will say that, in the end, what matters is your own personal choices about life, how you want to aspire your life. If you want to have an average life, that's also fine, because it's also a personal choice which we all should respect. But then never underestimate your potential in terms of what you can do, how best you can support your family, how best you can support your community, how best you can support your own business, if you want to have your own business. So I will also say that, having a legacy is something which definitely gives a sense of purpose, which I realized very late in my career. When I still remember, when I was thinking about joining the workforce, I never intended to do so. Now, you may find it very sort of controversial statement that I'm making, but that's a fact. I just wanted to come because I wanted to prove myself. But then that day, and since like that day and this day, it's not only, I don't remember any day where, I'll not be thinking about my work. Now at this point in time, I can't even think about my life without my work. So I'll say that pave your own path, have your own legacy, dream big, give wings to your dreams, because nobody can tell you what your dreams should be all about. And in the end, I will sort of finish my conversation with the quote by Beyonce, that we as women, we need to reshape our own perception about how we view ourselves. As women, we need to step up, and we must be taking the lead. So with that, I will hand it over,
I,
unless there are any
I,
questions for me.
of course, there are a lot of questions for you because you have talked a lot about women empowerment and leadership in your talks, and we know in Pakistan it's not easy. And uh, I mean, being a woman, I guess that if you need to go to a market, you need to accompany a brother or a husband or a father. So things are not that easy. And I mean, you are from a blessed community, but there is a lot of community who have no access to education, who has no access to healthcare, and they have their dreams are crushed day one, and there is no hope for them as well. So you are a hope for your country, and your thoughts are really inspirational. And I guess that all the women of Pakistan should follow the path of exploring themselves, believing in their dreams, try to get education, and be a voice, come in the parliaments and change this man-dominant, man-made society where women still is struggling to get her rights. So these are just my comments on your speech, and I would love to discuss a lot of things because that's my main project: how to empower women, how to strive for education, free education. I want to negotiate with the governments that go to the parliament, make a law that all women is free to study. I mean, they don't need to worry. I mean, this is they will get a justice at the door. You know, and technology has advanced. We can have video conferencing for judicial proceedings. We can send the woman law for enforcing at home. So why she should go and struggle? I mean, we are, if someone wants to marry, download the mobile app and upload your stuff. No need to go to lawyers here and there's. And so I guess that there is a voice, and the women like you, who's educated, will definitely take up these sounds, and slowly change will come, because first is the sound and then is the action. That's how it works. Thank you very much for joining us, and I'm looking forward to see you more and more in our upcoming shows.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is such a huge prerogative, like I said. And anytime, I'm always there to support or to help and to bring those amazing thoughts that you just mentioned back to my country. I'm blessed.
Amazing. Super.